I stood in that cramped plasma center, my stomach growling from 3 days without a proper meal when the nurse's face went white as she stared at my blood sample. "Mr. Finch," she whispered, backing away from the microscope, "I need to get the director." Now! That was the moment my life split into 2 parts. Before I knew what was flowing through my veins, and after. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, harsh and unforgiving, casting a sickly yellow glow on the cheap vinyl chairs. My name is Arthur Finch. I was 48. 6 months ago, I was a man of immense value, a high-level aerospace engineering consultant running Finch Dynamics, a firm celebrated for its zero-error systems design. I built things that flew. I built a life that was supposed to be safe. But standing there on Buchanan Street, smelling the cold antiseptic and the stale air, I was a beggar. My entire $8 million company collapsed after a huge, unforeseen government contract was unilaterally terminated due to bureaucratic politics. My bank, Sovereign Trust, acted instantly, crushing my lines of credit. The collapse was total. My wife, Diane, didn't offer support. She offered condemnation. She filed for divorce, taking the house and the majority of the liquidated assets. Her parting shot, the one that truly extinguished my spirit, was, "Arthur, you were always too focused on the technical truth. You never understood the financial reality. I can't be poor with you. I need stability. I lost the house, the savings, and the ability to provide a secure life for my teenage daughter, Chloe. My last asset was the rusted, ancient 2004 Honda Civic, which served as my makeshift, freezing tomb behind an abandoned warehouse. I was utterly isolated, counting every drop of gas, every crumb of food. The $50 sign at the Plasma Donation Center wasn't hope. It was a final degrading transaction. I filled out the forms with trembling hands, lying about my address, my job, my future. I was desperate for the temporary oblivion that $50 could buy. I sat in the chair, my arm outstretched. Maria, the technician, inserted the needle. The rhythmic whir of the apheresis machine was the funeral march of my former life. Then, the script violently changed. Maria. Low, shaky voice, eyes glued to the monitor. The initial screening is showing extreme non-typical markers. No, not viral, but the concentration is off the charts. Like nothing I've ever seen. We need to stop. The machine fell silent. The blood bag stopped filling. Terror seized me. Arthur, is something wrong with my blood? Maria, please, I need to know. Do I have cancer? Is this it? The shame of my poverty was replaced by the pure fear of a fatal illness. Maria. No, Mr. Finch, you're not sick, but your plasma is... She couldn't finish. She dialed the internal extension, her hands shaking violently. Dr. Evans, you need to come to Station 5 immediately. I have a donor with an omega factor marker. It's concentrated. Yes, the one we talked about. Dr. Evans, the director, burst in. She snatched the vial, ran it through an advanced analyzer, and her face went absolutely frozen. A portrait of stunned, professional disbelief, Dr. Evans. Speaking to Maria, but looking at the vial with reverence. It's real. The virology marker is exponentially off the charts. Maria, stop the collection immediately. Do not let him leave the building. Tell him we're running comprehensive genomic sequencing. This is under no circumstances going into the public supply. This could be the solution to the entire agri-crisis. She finally looked at me, her eyes drilling into mine, delivering the line that rewrote my destiny. Dr. Evans, D. Sir, forget the $50. You don't have a disease. You possess a unique, highly potent superantibody. Your plasma, Mr. Finch, is worth millions. Please, come with me now. I was ushered into a sterile, private lab, a world away from the donation floor. Dr. Evans explained the scientific truth. My blood carried the omega factor, a naturally occurring antibody that could neutralize specific drug-resistant viruses. The global context. A devastating multi-billion-dollar agricultural crisis was escalating, caused by a highly infectious viral strain. Global Farm Solutions, GPS, the world leader in biotechnology, was facing immense pressure and financial ruin because they could not synthesize the cure. My plasma held the key, my engineer's brain, dormant in despair, instantly engaged. I was no longer a victim. I was the gatekeeper to a global solution. I needed to transform this biological asset into a legal fortress. Arthur? Doctor, thank you for your integrity. Now, I need absolute sealed secrecy. And I need a phone, a secure internet connection, and the name of the most predatory, ruthless bioethics lawyer in this entire state. I am not selling plasma. I am licensing a proprietary, irreplaceable biological asset. I immediately contacted Eliza, my former top engineer, who had also been ruined by the corporate purge. I confessed the absurd truth. Her response was immediate, focused, and free of sentiment. She connected me with Mr. Marcus Thorne, a lawyer known for dismantling corporate Goliaths. For 1 week, we worked in secrecy from a borrowed law office. We established the Omega Factor IP Trust, legally barricading my plasma as the sole patented source. We simultaneously filed preliminary patents on the process of extracting the Omega Factor, ensuring GPS could not reverse engineer the discovery. The years of engineering precision finally paid off in the realm of law. Once the legal fortress was impenetrable, we contacted GPS. Their immediate response was not scientific interest, but corporate rage and intimidation. They tried to buy me out instantly. GPS CEO, over a secure conference line. Mr. Finch, we respect your discovery, but we will not be held hostage by a single individual. We offer $5 million for the full non-exclusive rights. It's generous for a man who has lost everything. Arthur, sitting in a borrowed suit but speaking with the confidence of my future, your $5 million offer is dismissed. I know the value of the agri-crisis you are facing. Your company is facing a $50 billion loss if this is not solved in 6 months. My price is not for the full rights. It is for a 20-year exclusive licensing agreement for my plasma only, granting you access to the active compound. The fee is a $10 million non-refundable upfront payment to my IP trust and a 10% royalty on all net sales of the resultant vaccine. The negotiation lasted 72 hours. GPS threw every legal and financial trick they had. They threatened public shaming, ethical reviews, and protracted lawsuits. My lawyer, Thorne, was a wall. He reminded them, every hour you delay, the crisis costs the global economy another $100 million. We hold the cure. Your choice is profit or collapse. The final contract was signed. The upfront payment, $10 million, the $10 million hit the account. The homeless engineer was now the sole licensor of a multi-billion-dollar solution. The shame was finally gone. I immediately wired funds to pay off every cent of the medical debt that had initially sunk my life. I bought a secure, modest home near Chloe, ensuring her life was safe. I founded a new ethical engineering firm, Finch Axiom Solutions, hiring Eliza and my former colleagues, the victims of corporate short-sightedness. The final act was personal, the settling of the $50 debt. I drove my new reliable car back to the plasma center. I found Maria and Dr. Evans. Arthur. Maria, I'm not here to donate. I'm here to finalize my first transaction. I handed a check for $50,000 to Dr. Evans, made out to the center's staff for emergency pay and equipment upgrades. Arthur. Doctor, the choice you made, to stop the machine and protect the science, saved my life. You saw my desperation, but you honored the truth. Please use this to reward the staff who chose integrity over procedure. I lost everything at 48, sold my plasma for $50, and in that moment of final, absolute humiliation, a nurse's ethical choice revealed the key to my destiny. My blood wasn't just worth millions. It was the ultimate second chance, a chance to rebuild a life built on integrity, precision, and the knowledge that sometimes the greatest fortune is hidden right inside you, waiting for the moment of absolute despair to be revealed. If you believe that hope can be found in the most desperate of moments, share your story in the comments. And if you agree that a scientist's ethical decision is worth more than any price tag, hit that like and subscribe button.